Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the House of Armaf, and I'm going to be talking about 4 fragrances in particular from the Miss Armaf line. And if that's something that you're interested, then definitely stay tuned. And like always, if you like the content, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't forget that I'm also on Instagram under Goddess on Neptune, same on Threads. And yeah, we're going to be getting into it today. I've got a nice little haul from Joma Shop. I picked all 4 of these up. There are 8 in the collection. I am missing 4 of the 8, but I got half of the collection, so I'm pretty okay with that so far. But just by what I've seen from these 4 fragrances, I'm probably going to pick up the other 4 at some point or another because these 4 were all they were really good, you guys. I was honestly really surprised with these. The price point I think on these is ridiculously awesome for what you're getting. The packaging was a 10, the fragrances were a 10, and we're going to be getting into that today. Starting with the first one, which is from, of course, Armaf. But this one is Miss Armaf, and this one is called Grandeur. The bottle looks like this. It's a very metallic, shiny bottle, and it has this sort of like, it almost looks like drop, like, I don't know how to explain it, like paint dripping down, and it has this beautiful cap that's really ornate, and it has this ring that's made of glass. And there's plastic around it too, but this top part right here is made of glass and it's like marbled. It's really pretty. Like, this is such a really beautiful, like, just really shiny bottle. Honestly, I really like the bottle. For this one, you've got notes of bergamot, rose, you have floral notes, peach, fruity notes, amber, musk, and patchouli. Ooh, I'm like losing the paper. And to me, if you're familiar with like Paris Hilton's Platinum Rush, that style of fragrance, this gives me that same sort of vibe. A very clean, refreshing, classic, easy to wear signature scent type of fragrance. This is honestly just like classic smelling. Like, it doesn't smell dated by any means. This opens up with like a blast of florals, but it's crisp, clean, almost hairspray, very like clean laundry like vibes. With a huge emphasis on the florals, you definitely get a lot of fruit too. Primarily that peach. I get a little bit of that rose in the back, sort of lingering around. And you get this very clean musk in the background. This does have patchouli, but the patchouli is like non-detectable to my nose. I can barely pick up any patchouli. If anything, it aids in how the fragrance lasts. Not so much in how it smells. It does, I think, aid in the fact that it's a pretty decent long-lasting fragrance, being that it's such a crisp, clean fragrance. But it, like I said, if you're familiar with fragrances like Platinum Rush by Paris Hilton, it's that kind of style of fragrance, that kind of like cold, crisp, clean, very girly, sophisticated, always going to be in style type of fragrance. This is really pretty. As it dries down, you do get a bit more of that amber mixing in with the musk, and the fruits become a bit more pronounced. Like I said in the initial opening, it's all about the florals. As it starts to settle down, it becomes fruitier and fruitier and fruitier and more mouth-watering, while still retaining that crisp, clean feel that, you know, you get in the initial opening. It's really, really nice. It has a bit of a cold touch to it, which I really like. It almost is like a refreshing cold glass of water on a hot summer's day. This is beautiful. I can definitely see this being a stunning fragrance to wear in hot weather, especially going into summer. It is approaching. This is going to be an amazing one to have in your repertoire. I honestly really love it. The sillage on this is more of like about an arm's length. It does have a little bit of a projection. I'm sure it'll probably get stronger the longer this sits in my collection, but right now it's about a foot or so. It creates a nice little bubble of clean, like floral, fruity goodness. But I really like it. If you want something crisp, clean, a signature scent, something you can wear to the office, or just something that's an easy grab and go fragrance, look no further. Look no further. Can't even talk today. Miss Armaf Grandeur is probably going to be your girl. Really easy to wear, clean, crisp floral with a fruity touch that is just so, so beautiful and very, very feminine. Honestly, really like it. This lasts about, I want to say 5 to 6 hours right now on me. I wore it today and it lasted a good while. Like I said, softer projection. I think this one, since it is a Middle Eastern fragrance, will probably need to macerate a little bit. But as it stands right now, I could totally use it, and it is totally, totally good. Definitely check this one out. This one retails for $44.99 on the Joma Shop site. And again, I will link all the fragrances down below. That way y'all can find them easy peasy lemon squeezy. The next one that I'm going to talk about is another one from the Miss Armaf line. And this one is the one that comes in the gold bottle. This one is Miss Armaf Voce Vida. It's really, really beautiful. You have the same bottle style, except it's in gold, and the glass up top here is black. And you can't tell, you know, it's probably going to be too hard to zoom in, but there's like gold flakes encrusted in it that give this sort of black and gold marbled effect. It's really, really beautiful. You can't see it on camera, but in person, it's like honestly really luxe looking. I really like it. The bottle, again, same style. It looks like paint dripping off of it. It's got that really ornate cap that looks like it has like paint dripping off of it too. The glass sort of section, really, really beautiful. Really like the bottle. Now this one, when I first got it, I was thinking Voce Vida, like, is this gonna be a clone of Valentino's Voce Vida? And the answer is no, it's not a clone of it. But I do pick up on some slight similarities, but by all means, it's not the same fragrance at all. I had to go and try that one in store recently just to see, because I wanted to compare the two to see if they were similar. They're definitely not to my nose. This is very different. Honestly, I like this more. You've got orange blossom, jasmine, peach, tuberose, rose, iris, floral notes, passion fruit, musk, amber, sandalwood, and praline in this. And this is really, really beautiful. You definitely get that praline. It's got a sort of gourmand base, but in the initial opening, you get this big blast of white florals. They're a little warm. They're definitely really pronounced. I definitely get the orange blossom. Mixing in with that jasmine and tuberose, I get a lot of the tuberose in the forefront as this starts to settle down. And this becomes a more tuberose heavy fragrance. It's almost like a pralined tuberose. I know that's a weird description, but it smells to me like that. The passion fruit mixing in with all the other fruity notes like the peach. It smells so good. It's slightly fruity, very tuberose forward, but it's a really plush carnal tuberose that smells so beautiful because it's sitting on this sort of gourmand base. It's not a gourmand fragrance by any means, but it has a sort of gourmand touch to it. So it smells slightly edible, especially on the base. The amber and the praline and the musk are just creating this really yummy aura. This smells really, really good. I would almost say that this fragrance would be better suited for nighttime, for fall and winter. You could wear this year round, but in summer, there's something about how sweet it is that might be a little too cloying. It's not overtly sweet, but I can see this in really high heat being maybe a little bit too much. But my gosh, spring, fall, winter, I feel like that's where this is gonna shine. Or even like nights out. Even a nice cool summer night out, I could see this totally being a really beautiful one to wear. It's juicy, it's warm, it's inviting. You definitely get a really beautiful little sort of cocktail feel out of this. It's really, really yummy. I really love tuberose, and I think that it's really well done. I think it really shines through in this one. You get sort of a slight powdery touch. It's not a powdery fragrance by any means, but you get this sort of slight touch of powder that aids so beautifully with all the florals. It's so beautiful. I really love the iris note in this. It's very slight. But like I said, to my nose, predominantly, this is a tuberose forward scent with like the orange blossom right behind that, sort of aiding in the floral aspects of the tuberose, making it a little bit more, I wouldn't say bubblegummy, but there is a slight bubblegummy touch to it. It's really unique, really interesting, really likable. I really like it. I think this is a perfect evening scent. Like I said, that's where I'm going to be utilizing it the most. And honestly, I really am happy to have this one in my collection. I think this one is really well done. I was honestly kind of shocked with this line. This one, the longevity is pretty good too. I'm going to say it's probably between 7 hours or so, 6 to 7 hours. And this one retails for $54.99 for a 3.4 fluid ounce. All the bottles that I have are 3.4 fluid ounce. So they're big bottles, really ornate, really quality. Like, they have some weight to them. The caps are a little light, but that's okay. They're not like super, super light. They're just a little light. Like, this sort of drippy drip part is plasticky. And then you've got, like I said, the glass sort of circle on the top. Honestly, like it. I have no complaints. The next one that I'm going to talk about is probably my one that was sort of my underrated favorite. I didn't think I was going to love this one as much as I ended up loving it. This one was a total hit. Another one, Miss Armaf, and this one is called Mystique. This one is a beautiful black bottle that has this sort of marbling effect. It's very slight, but there's something about this marbling effect that reminds me of the 90s. I saw a lot of like furniture and like curtains that had this sort of like effect. And again, it has the same sort of like dripping paint sort of effect, that glass sort of round little circle at the top. And this one as well has the gold flakes in the glass. And on this one, it's a bit more pronounced. You probably can't see it on camera, but it looks really, really beautiful with this all black bottle. Now this one, you guys, is such a treat to me. You've got notes of pear, bergamot, orange, tangerine, vanilla, jasmine, strawberry, passion fruit, rose, mimosa, ylang-ylang. You have coffee, vanilla, patchouli, tonka bean, and vetiver. And you guys, this is so stinking pretty. On initial blast, it is so beautiful. It is this initial blast of just fruits. I get the pear and that bergamot and orange. It's so juicy, and that strawberry with the passion fruit. Oh my God, like this is so well done. You know, like this, honestly, like when I saw coffee, I immediately thought, oh, is this gonna be like their take on the DNA of like black opium or something? If I'm honest, this reminds me of like a hybrid of like, if you took Black Opium and Lady Vengeance from Juliet Has a Gun, if they had a baby and then you added like this juicy passion fruit and strawberry note into it, this is what you would get. This is so addictive. You definitely get the patchouli in the base, kind of like you would get in Lady Vengeance, but it's not overtly like dirty or like harsh. This adds complexity to the fragrance, and you never lose that juicy fruitiness. The coffee in this is so beautiful. It's the same kind of coffee note that you find in like Black Opium. It's almost like an homage to Black Opium, but it doesn't go into Black Opium territory. This is its own fragrance. It's unique. I have not smelt anything quite like this one, and I don't know of anything that like this is trying to replicate. To me, this is like a hybrid of those two fragrances to create something new. I really like it, you guys. This is really juicy, really fruity, a little vanillic, not a little, very vanillic. That tonka bean, the vanilla and the coffee just make this so beautiful. It wafts and it just smells so delicious, and on skin, my gosh, this smells gorgeous. This is the perfect going out scent, a perfect date night scent. If you want something that you can wear to smell a little bit more like luxe, you know, something really expensive smelling, this would be a really good one. I find it really, really sexy, really erotic, juicy, feminine, a little dark, very mysterious. But my God, is this so sexy. This one was such a little hidden gem. I was honestly kind of shook by this one. And this one is so addictive to wear. Like, very long lasting too. That patchouli note really pushes this through past the 8+ mark territory. This is only going to get better with time. As it stands right now, this is top tier in my opinion. $59.99 for a 3.4 fluid ounce. You honestly can't go wrong. This is delicious. If you are a fan of like Black Opium or Lady Vengeance, then this is like the perfect hybrid of those two fragrances. Honestly, this is so damn sexy. I really like it. Get your nose on this if you can. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is stellar. I am so happy about this one. Like, kind of shook. I'm kind of shook. This is the coffee fragrance that I've been looking for a hot minute, and I'm so glad that I found it. I love me a good coffee note, but everything that I've been smelling coffee-ish has been very disappointing lately. It's either too straightforward coffee with no complexity, or it's the same replicated DNA of like Intense Cafe, which I love, but I'm tired of people like replicating that DNA. You know, Intense Cafe is already perfect. We don't need like 20 other Intense Cafe alternatives. This though, damn. Sexiness in a bottle. Get your nose on this, you guys. Like this one, it's good. It's good. Take my word for it. Or don't. I don't care. Like, you do you, boo. No me importa. I really don't care, you guys. Don't take my word for it if you don't want to, but you're going to be missing out on that one. Mystique. So good. I honestly wasn't expecting much from the black bottle, and I was like, oh, it's going to be like a dark nighttime fragrance. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Juicy, 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 delicious, a little bit of dark patchouli. It was really good. Now, the last one that I'm going to talk about is one that I was really surprised by, and that is Miss Armaf, and this one is called Dazzling, if it'll focus. This one's called Dazzling. Again, you've got that sort of marbled effect, really beautiful bottle. You've got the gold sort of dripping paint looking thing going down it. Again, the glass marbled sort of effect up here on this like circular rim. Really, really beautiful. And you guys, this is gorgeous. Now, I saw people talk about this and saying it's a dupe for Delina. Not to my nose. Yes, I can see that comparison. But this is like a hybrid of Delina and Delina Exclusive. If they combined together and had a baby, or like you layered them together, that's what this smells like. Like if you layered those two fragrances, because I have layered them before. This gives me a very similar vibe to like when you layer Delina with Delina Exclusive. You've got rose, pear, pineapple, bergamot, citruses, jasmine, gardenia, pink pepper, amber, vanilla, sandalwood, vetiver, and patchouli in this. And you guys, this is like the perfect mix of both of those fragrances. It is like taking the best elements of Delina, that bright, juicy fruitiness, and adding it to the sensual base that the Exclusive has, that has this sort of vanillic, very romantic, sexy touch. Oh my God, this is a fruit explosion. You again have that pear that is so juicy and delicious, mixing in with that pineapple and bergamot with a really beautiful, bright, citrusy opening. As the opening sort of starts to dissipate and that citrus sort of tones down, you get nothing but juicy, juicy fruits. Oh, and this beautiful rose starts to shine through. I primarily get the rose. There's a slight cleanliness because of that jasmine mixing in with that gardenia. And that's when you start getting into this really sensual, ambery, vanillic base. There's patchouli in this. And I slightly pick up the patchouli, but it's far more in the background. Where in Delina Exclusive, you have oud and you have this sort of incense note. Imagine that same base, but take the oud and the incense out, and you have that really sensual, sexy vanilla. That is what this has in the base. It is that gorgeous, sexy base minus the incense and the oud, and this explosion of juicy, juicy fruits and this delicate little rose. It is so, so pretty. If you are a fan of Delina Exclusive and a fan of Delina, then this is going to be like your perfect fragrance. You could wear this year round. This projects like a monster already. This is very well projecting. I get 8+ hours and this lingers on clothes so, so beautifully. I'm honestly kind of shook with this one. I didn't know I was going to love this one as much as I ended up loving it. I think this is really beautiful, delicate, but it also has that oomph, that little something extra. I can find that so many girls are going to think this is like the bee's knees. Like, for me personally, I think this is stunning. I think if there was any of these that you were going to get, the last two, Mystique and Dazzling, are probably like top notch, top tier, like some of the most beautiful in this collection so far. Like I said, I have 4 more that I need to try out. I think they're Chic, Catwalk, Attitude, and Magnifique, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the last four. But I really wanted to try these ones because I was sort of like, I really like those bottles, the sort of darker aesthetic and the really gold one. Curious, and honestly, not one of them disappointed. All of them are bangers, all of them are unique, and they're all different enough that you can justify owning all four of these at least. Definitely need to get my hands on the other four. If you guys want to see me talk about the other four, definitely let me know. But as it stands, you guys, these are amazing. I had no longevity problems with any of them. The sillage for Grandeur was pretty close, about an arm's length. Voce Vida was a bit longer. It's a pretty decent sillage. It creates an even bigger bubble. Mystique creates an even bigger bubble, and Dazzling probably creates the biggest bubble around you. All beautiful in their own right, all unique, all special. Definitely really happy about these. And like I said, if you are looking to try these out, definitely check out Jomo Shop. I'm going to link them down below. Just find them in my description box and check out Jomo Shop. They have them for an amazing price. Grandeur $44.99, and then it goes up to $59.99 from there. And yeah, till next time, you guys, I hope you found the video informative. If you guys want to see more content from me, you can always catch me on Instagram. I'm under Goddess on Neptune, same on Threads. And yeah, till next time, I hope you found the video well, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.